Good morning, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
This, syllabus for unit test 1 will be module 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and value analysis. That is from module 2. If you have any doubts, please ask. Pattern as of it will be 2 marks question. Question number 1, 2 marks question, solve 5. And question number 2, 5 marks question, solve 2. Hello, Devsha.
Yes, sir.
Your voice is low.
Sir, it may be so.
I am audible clearly, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me check my Bluetooth.
Sir, you are audible.
Audible, no? Yes, Dev. It is module 1 consists of introduction to industrial engineering, productivity, method study, work measurement, job evaluation and wage plan, and value analysis from module 2.
Sir, you have not shared the screen.
Oh,
Sir, please accept some students.
okay. Regarding question bank, I will give it to Neeraj Jain. See that you perform well because this is theoretical paper. You refer to the book, and if you are referring to the net, Google, see that the material is authentic. Now this being theoretical, even if you refer the net, you will get ample amount of material and good. It's not like production tooling or machining science and technology or process engineering tooling where it was slightly difficult to get correct technical information. Okay, so we were discussing yesterday. We completed job evaluation and merit rating. So job and also wage plan also. So how to select the wage plan? What are the different types of wage plan? That is single phase, multi phase, differential wage plan. Then job evaluation, what are the different methods? Then for the merit rating, what are the different methods? See, actually in the syllabus they have just written method of merit rating. There's only 3 words, but there are at least method of merit rating. There are at least 15 pages. So it's very difficult to cover up. Then work measurement consists of time study, PMTS, most method study. You have to devise a good method. Productivity, improve the production. And industrial engineering, that is what are the functions, objectives of the industrial engineering. This all we have covered. And value analysis also we had touched a little bit, which is nothing but your ratio of function to the cost. That is, you have to increase the function and you have to reduce the cost. And cost value can be, there can be different values, like you have exchange value, use value, esteem value, and so on. So this is the, according to Society of American Value Engineers, like whenever you are defining something, if you have some reference, it is always a good practice to give the reference. That is from where you have referred or from where you have got to. So here you can, as a, at the end you can just say dot 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 and from Society of American Value Engineering. So what I was telling that we have studied, contributions of F.W. Taylor, what are the different organization structures and types of the organization structure, then different techniques to improve the productivity, factors comprising methods, factors comparison methods for job evaluation, differential pay rate system. So you can refer to the notes which are uploaded. Everything, all the answers are there. Only you will have to properly document, and from the book, that OP Khanna Industrial Engineering book, you will have to read it and jot it down properly. So value analysis is the application of a set of techniques to an existing product to improve its value. So it is a kind of a remedial process. And value engineering. So there is a difference between value analysis and value engineering. It is the application of exactly the same set of techniques to a new product at the design stage. So value analysis, that is product is already launched, it is already having a market, it has been sold out, it is enjoying its market, and then you are trying to improve its value. And value engineering, it's like when you are devising or when you are launching a new product. Okay, so at the design stage, you are doing some analysis about the value. So that is what is your value engineering. So value engineering is always for the new product, and value in analysis, it is for the existing product. So value engineering is fundamental. It is a preventive measure, and value analysis, it is collateral, because prevention is better than cure always. So value analysis is more potent than traditional cost reduction techniques. Here, see, I will read for you. Instances can be brought to surface. To the surface means you have to highlight the problems to demonstrate that value analysis can remove 10 to 20% of cost. That is, there is always a scope for reducing the cost. You can't say now I have come to the optimum cost or this is the saturation. It's a evergreen process. You don't have to stop. There will be always, something, to reduce the cost. Always remember, like housekeeping, kaizen, these are the techniques which we call as evergreen. It is non-stop process, continuous process. And as an engineer, you should not stop. Whenever you say yes, I have stopped, that means yes, it is a kind of dead. Even if you get, Even if you reach optimum, I will say you can see or you can go behind optimum. There is always the scope to go beyond optimum. So what are the phases of value analysis? So first is your phase of origination. That is, you have to constitute the team. Always all these quality circles, whatever techniques you want to employ, whether you want to employ QFD or whether it's quality function deployment, whether you want to employ PyS, Kaizen, SMED, Ishikawa diagram, you have to have a team. So team may consist of 3-4 people depending upon the complexity of the project or complexity of the task which you have undertaken. Then phase of information, that is we are once you are familiar with your objective, then you have to carry out a functional analysis. That is, see, value analysis is nothing but you have to always remember ratio of function to the cost, function upon cost. So you have to always, remember the function. Function is most important. Okay, so functional analysis has to be carried out, and for that we use FAST. FAST is a technique. So the cost and importance of each function are identified. Then comes phase of innovation. And not only function analysis, it's not only one function. There can be multiple functions. Like suppose if I take a car, so car should run smoothly. There should not be jerks. There has to be a good comfort, passenger comfort. Okay. Then it should give good mileage, isn't it? That is kilometer per liter ratio should be good. Like we have everything, comfort, etc. But if it is giving 1 kilometer per liter, then it's very difficult to afford the running cost. Petrol cost is, that means it will cost around, for if you are getting 1 kilometer per liter, it will cost around 100 rupees per liter, and our task is around 15 rupees per liter or even less than that. Then for the maintenance purpose also it should be easy. Dismantling. So there are many functions. Of course, we have a primary function, the most important, that the car should run, pen should write. Okay. So in case of pen, pencil, you should have a good grip. The simple example of pencils or simple example of pen. Pencils, if you are buying round pencils, no doubt the function of the pencil is to write, but another function, like suppose if you are taking a round pencil, round, that is the shape. Many pencils you might have seen that they are hexagonal shape or square shape, rectangular shape, but at the same time there are many pencils having round shapes, circular, looks nice. But what happens if I'm keeping it on a table where I'm using study table pay? If it is round, then it rolls down. It rolls being round and then it falls down. Then again you have to find out dhunte raho. Then when it falls down, it may happen that its tip will break. So again you have to sharpen it. So what is the best thing? That don't go for a round shape. You go for hexagonal or go for square shape pencil. So even if you आपने काम किया, टेबल के ऊपर रख दिया, it will not fall. So that is what another function. You should have good grip also. Like pens, they advertise good grip. It should write smoothly. If you have good grip and if it is writing smoothly, then definitely you can complete your paper uh, in allocated time. So all these functions matters which you have to collect, and that is what is called as the phase of information, and you have to record down. Then phase of innovation. Here, this is the thinking process. Here you have to think what could be the alternative. Here you have to think. Phase of innovation means what? You have to generate new alternatives to replace or to remove the existing ones or to improve the existing one. That is what is called as the phase of innovation. Then obviously you have to evaluate each and every function, each and every alternative, whatever you have suggested, you have to evaluate, right? And for evaluation, you have to criteria will be economic and technical feasibility. That is, at every project or whatever you do, uh, you have to end up or you have to summarize with this sentence, that is, it is whether it is economically and technically feasible. That is what you have to summarize, economically and technically feasible. There are other parameters also, that it should be feasible. I mean, there should not be any effects on the society, bad effect on the society. Then for the nation also it should be good, but the most important being economically feasible and technically feasible. Feasible means possible, like technically it should be possible to manufacture. Economically, I mean, it should be, if you try to sell it in the market, then uh, you should be able to sell it out. Then phase of choice. So here now you make a report. In report, you summarize your all the studies, your alternatives, then your conclusion and whatever your proposals are. It is not necessary that you should always come with a good solution, or it is not necessary that you complete your studies means about that project particular in a given amount of time. You can always conclude that yes, because of the limited time, the studies has been done up to this up to this point. Okay, so the reader understand, yes, the time limit was less. Okay, so it can be continued or it can be given to the next team. Like some students, they do internship project, uh, 22 weeks, 24 weeks. So sometimes the projects are so big that it cannot be completed by the student. So there he put a remark, and there is nothing wrong. Yes, I have done the studies, I have come up to this, and I am concluding this, and there is a scope. What is the scope beyond future scope, or whatever you have done, what you expect your fellow student to do, so that you can write down, and then it can be continued by the next student. So this always happens. So same thing here. Most important is implementation. I've been telling, see, phase of implementation is the most important in the life, and this is what the technique of or success of Japanese lies. See, you can give 1,000 suggestions, बोलने को कुछ नहीं जाता है, ऐसा करो वैसा करो, ऐसा होना मांगता है वैसा होना मांगता है, ये क्यों नहीं किया, ऐसा ही क्यों किया, ऐसा करके दिखाओ. That is what is called as the phase of implementation. And that's why in Japan, the person who is suggesting, instead of that, the person who is implementing is rewarded more than the person who is suggesting. Of course, ऐसा नहीं कि जो पर्सन सजेस्ट किया उसको पूरा फेंक ही देते हैं हम लोग, हाँ, कुछ काम नहीं किया, बट they value the implementer, the person who is implementing, whatever small it may be, whatever big suggestions you have. But instead of that, suppose the sweeper has implemented even a small suggestion, he will be rewarded suitably. So that's why, remember, my dear, that implementation, don't talk. Okay, करके देखो, do it. Okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Many students after SSC, अभी एसएससी में तो क्या 90 प्लस इज 90 इज वेरी कॉमन. So I am going to this MD, specialization, MD, super specialization, this that. बाद में देखता है तो 11th में खाली 55%. So no doubt you have to chart out, you have to record, but implementation is always important. Then phase of review, that is monitoring. I've been telling that monitoring is always important, whatever you have planned, okay, and what is going on. So that monitoring and corrective action, that is the strongest tool. You have to keep on monitoring and you have to keep on taking review, keep on revising, taking the feedback. My goal is say 300. How much I achieved? That's why all the MNCs you visit shop floor, there will be big, signed neon signed का hoardings रहेगा big. Moment to enter the production shop. Today's target, say 400, 400 cars or 300 cars. Today's target. उसके below there will be a big number. The moment the product is rolling out, मतलब बाहर जा रहा है, that number will keep on changing. और उसके बाजू में time रहेगा. And what is the target time? And what is the target to be achieved? So this is what is nothing but monitoring. So 12 बजे आया, अरे 300 का टारगेट है, अभी तक 100 हो गया, 200 करने का है और आधा दिन तो हो गया. Immediately you will come to know. And you can take the corrective action. What is the reason? What is happening? Why instead of 150, 50%, why only 33% of the production has been done in 50% of the time? Okay, so it's a very valuable technique of cost reduction and quality improvement, value analysis. So you can do improvement in the product design. Quality is not compromised. Remember, quality, safety, they don't pay you directly, but they are going to pay you indirectly, isn't it? As suppose we are getting at a cheaper cost some product, but later on after 10 days you realize, अरे ये तो fail हो गया 10 दिन में, and you have taken, there can be many examples in routine. Take example of nail cutter, take example of stapler. You take a nail cutters are available for 20 rupees, at the same time good nail cutters are available for 100 rupees. 20 rupees ka nail cutter will fail in 1 month, but that 100 rupees ka nail cutter, initially it appears that it is, the figure is big, but my dear, that 100 rupees ka nail cutter will last for 10 years, won't believe. So which is better? So always remember quality, always remember safety, and these are going to give you all indirect benefits. Indirect benefits. If it is quality, your image will improve. You are going to get a business even if the cost is high. Safety, your accidents, number of accidents will be zero, will decrease. The health of the peoples will improve. So there will not be any downtime. Okay, so that's why most of the industries, they also mention every moment to enter, yeah, number of days or accident free days or total number of accidents in this month, every MNCs. Then wastage, remember, try to avoid the wastage. I have been giving this example also, that 7 waste. So wastage is nothing but not only that you have produced a lot, okay, like 5 cup chai chahiye, but you have made 10 cup chai. So it's not only in terms of quantity, that team wood, that is 7 waste. Wastage due to transport, due to inventory, this is over production, over processing, delay, defect, all these wastage has to be minimized. And therefore, even the canteen also, these techniques are employed. In big companies, in the canteen, again at the end of the shift, today's wastage, rice, how much rice was waste? Chawal, that is, rice is nothing but chawal, then dal, then sabji. So everything is recorded and put up on a blackboard at the gate itself. So it's an appeal to everyone that you just, and that's why the buffet system. Why buffet system? That you take only that much which is necessary for you. This is the very purpose of buffet system, that you go to the you take a plate, go to the counter, and just take only as much as you want, so that you don't throw, you don't waste. And this is what is applicable everywhere. And obviously, if you are eliminating the wastage, then you are going to save the cost. You are going to save the cost. That is quite obvious. And these are what the advantages of value analysis is. You get new ideas, uh, new products. It can also, I mean, lead to the new products. New ideas can lead to the new products. Then, of course, now we believe here total industrial engineering is nothing but it is based on the teamwork, team building. See, business is nothing but a team. Business is nothing but a relation, interpersonal relation. Uh, of course, technology is necessary, but these are the factors. It's not that yes, single-handed. Like suppose tomorrow you'll start your business, tomorrow you'll become an entrepreneur. Remember, if you want to grow, then you have to have a good team. Even if you are technically very very competent, and if you cannot build a team, then it's difficult to grow. How much one single-handed person can do? No doubt you are technically superb, but if you are single-handed, or if you have only 4 or 5 hands, how much you are going to do? What will be your turnover? So I, no doubt you should be technically strong, but at the same time you have to build up the team. You have to give the authorities, and you have to give the responsibilities to the team members. Then only your turnover, जो 1 crore है, will become 5 crores, 5 crores का 10 crores, 10 crores का 100 crores. One company से 2 companies, 3 companies. Only if you build up new team, encourages team spirit, encourages their moral, motivate them, build up a concept of ownership. Every worker, every person should feel that this is my company. Uh, I am working for this company. This is my company. Any loss is my loss. Profit, yes, is my profit. So this is what you have to build up in your team. Then neglected areas are brought under focus. Sometimes, many times it happens that some areas, when you are doing value analysis, remains, unattended. So that can be, brought up. Then intangibles. Qualification of the whole process of analysis is an exercise of converting the intangibles to the tangibles for decision making purpose. Okay, that is whatever you cannot count, that has to be converted into countable. That is what is nothing but intangible to the tangible, indirect to the direct, and it has very well proved to be value analysis has proved to be a very good tool in all the areas. Of course, all this will lead to your building up a company image, and your flag. You have to see that your flag is always rising, and it's not organization company. It can be anything. It can be a service uh, sector. It can be educational institution, organization, anything. हम लोग भी रहते हैं कि इवन sometimes we also go to a typical supplier only, isn't it? Even वड़ा पाव वाले का भी हम लोग का एक रहता है. Hmm. Because why? Because of his image, because of his quality. We go, even if we are taking from a no वड़ा पाव का गाड़ी, so we have particular वड़ा पाव वाला in our mind, and we go to him only. That's because of his quality. So every ऐसा नहीं कि this doesn't have any limitation. So every technique will have its limitation. So must see, remember, for any change there will be always resistance. Any change. This is what you have to. If you want to implement something new, there will be resistance. So you have to overcome that resistance. I'll give an example of computerization in India in 1990. It's all this computerization takes because of Rajiv Gandhi. And he started that in 1990. The policies were made liberal. He allowed foreign peoples, foreign companies to invest here in 51-49 ratio. Then he encouraged computerization. So there was a great resistance by the unions, by the peoples, by the government peoples, because they were all habituated with that pen and paper. They were under impression that their jobs will be lost because one computer will replace 10 people, 50 people, aisa tha. But what happened? Has it created any unemployment? No. In fact, it helps in boosting up the employment. It helps in speed. And now, can society work without computer? Can you imagine going out without your mobile? No. So these are the man-made excuses are the blocks in implementing. These are the threats or these are the barriers, for implementing any techniques which we are creating on our own. What are the excuses? That lack of motivation, resistive to change, inertia. हाँ, जो कर रहा है वो रहने दो ना सर, इसमें क्या हो रहा है, चालू है ना, चलता है ना, ऐसा पेशेंस नहीं है, हाँ, इमीडिएट होना मांगता है। अब देखो इसने चेंज किया, क्या हो गया, कुछ नहीं हो गया। इम्पेशेंट, ये चलेगा ही नहीं। ऐसे मजा देखने वाले बहुत जन रहते हैं। हाँ, देखो मेरे को मालूम था नहीं होएगा करके, ऐसा। अरे अपने से नहीं होएगा बिकॉज वी आर वेरी स्मॉल, पहले किया था अब फेल हो गया, द चेंज इज टू बिग, लेट कॉम्पिटिटर्स ट्राई, पहला दूसरे को करने दो, बाद में हम लोग देखेंगे। तो दिस आर ऑल excuses which are or hurdles in implementing the different suggestions or changes. So here you have different approaches, like you have to define, that is first you have to identify improvement opportunities. This value engineering and value stream mapping, they go hand in hand. Okay, so current state and mapping, that is what is the current scenario, what is the current scene, that is what you have to record on using the symbols. Like we saw the symbols or thermalics in our productivity when we studied productivity in industrial engineering. So same, there are many symbols which are to be which we have to be familiar. Then KPIs is nothing but key performance indicators. Key performance indicator, like any process, how to measure the output of the process, maybe in terms of the number of items produced. So that is the KPI. What is the utilization of the machine? Say 80%. So that is a KPI. What is the today's attendance or today's presence or today's absenteeism? So that's again a KPI. Efficiency is a KPI. Profit. The top management will be always, looking for the profit. How much was the profit? So that's a KPI, key performance indicator. Okay. So there is no return or there is no fixed approach. You have to always discuss with the team members, then brainstorm. Brainstorm matlab kya? Coming all the peoples, all the team members together and discussing. Some guidelines are of course there. That is, you have to ask that what functions are performed, what is the present function. Then you have to analyze. Is there any possibility of elimination or what alternative methods are available? Then in for the material, what is the current material specification? So currently they are using SS31C. So can alternative material be used? Can the specifications be amended? Like suppose if you use say 2.4 mm thickness, sheet, SS ka sheet. Then we go for standard, which is available in the market, 3 mm. Then what quantity of material should be used? So sometimes it is, that's why we work out economical batch size or economical order quantity. Sometimes it proves beneficial, you know, to buy 100 pieces instead of 40 pieces. Of course, there is a mathematical model for this EOQ, that what should be the batch size to order. So this is what quantity of the material should be used. Or sometimes instead of buying 5 pieces, it is more economical to buy 10 pieces. Of course, you have to consider inventory, space, etc. So this is what is the meaning of what quantity of material should be used. So is the size or weight of the material excessive? Can the quantity be reduced? There is a very good tool called as a YY analysis in productivity improvement. There is no end, YY analysis. So it says that you have to keep on asking why. And in 5 whys, 5 बार आपको maximum why पूछने का है. At any problem or any task, you'll get the solution in 5 whys. Like why the score? Like the task is um, you got less marks, that the students has got less marks in a subject. So you will ask why, means then the reply will be yes, he had not studied. Okay, then why he have not studied? Then he will say I did not get time because I was sick. Then another, why you are sick? So yes, my immunity went down. I did not exercise properly, or I went out to have food. So within 5 whys, you'll go to the root cause. So that is what is called as the why analysis. Then based on this, your function, and based on your um, why analysis, you prepare this functional analysis system technique. That is called as the FAST. So this is useful for documentation. That is fast diagram. This is a fast diagram for the pencil, holding a pencil and writing down a pencil. So see how the peoples, they are studying. Like you want to hold a pencil. So sometimes you might have seen some pens, they have rubber paddings, round paddings where you are holding the pen. So that gives you good grip, good support. And you get a comfort also while writing. You get a speed also, right? So this is how you have to prepare this, like record the information, give them marks, uh, then like apply the pressure, then whether your eraser uh, has been fixed properly, then why, how, when, how, why you want to uh, have a good hold, that is to support the lead, uh, to protect the wood, to improve the appearance. So these are all requirement. You should transmit the force, then the space should be enough to accommodate the grip. So when it has to be done, why it has to be done, and how it has to be done, okay, for a particular function. Now here the function is this, holding the pencil. Why, when, and how. Okay, so this is a block diagram. So like this you can make it, fast diagram for any function. So this was the detailed difference between value analysis and value engineering. So this is another presentation based on value analysis which I wanted to share. quickly. So value analysis is done for the existing product, and value engineering is done for the new product in the design stage itself. See, nowadays it is concurrent engineering. Concurrent engineering means what? All the departments, all the functional heads, they come together. Okay, they sit together and work, like design, production, purchase. Everybody quality quality control. Now we don't call it as a quality control. We call it as a quality assurance, because inspection and QC departments, uh, inspection, so it is totally diminished. So it's now always QA, quality assurance. So all those people, they come together and then concurrently they work. Design, somebody has design engineer has designed, can it be manufactured? Do we have facilities? Is the material available? Can it be purchased? How long it will take? So value engineering, it is used to refer to the design stage or before the fact, before the product is to be manufactured. Hmm. And FMEA, that is failure mode effect analysis, is a subset of value engineering. See, there are different techniques, for doing value analysis, value engineering. The techniques means kaisa, these are the techniques like FMEA bolo. Yeah, Ishikawa diagram. Ishikawa diagram is nothing but fishbone diagram. Ishikawa is the name of the scientist. Okay, it is Ishikawa is also called as the fishbone diagram because it looks like a fish. It is also called as the cause and effect diagram. Okay, I'll take one lecture on this. It is also called as the cause and effect diagram. So these are the various tools. She, okay, SHE, she, then SMED, single mid exchange of dies, and done. So FMEA design, FMEA process. This is also a tool in value analysis, value stream mapping, TPM, quality management, whatever you say. So it's a powerful change management and problem solving tool, value engineering, with over a century of worldwide application track record. Okay, usually all these, productivity uh, improvement tools you will see in MNCs. MNCs like Godrej Bolo, Larsen and Toubro, Mahindras, all automobile companies. All big, you will see all these techniques which are being implemented and which has proven to give the wonderful, profits. Initially it appeared that yes, as I told, that change will be always resisted. Initially it appears, अरे क्या है सब फालतूगिरी, क्या सब डॉक्यूमेंट करते बैठने का, ये सब नाटक चल रहा है, but it pays. So FMEA is very strong tool here in value engineering. FMEA design, FMEA process, failure mode effect analysis. So here in FMEA design and in process, you consider all the threats. You consider all the threats which will challenge your design or which will challenge your process. So we'll quickly go through this. This is very earlier PPT. You please refer. Okay, this is those who want to take project in value analysis. They can go for this, but uh, from examination point of view, the earlier PPT should be fine. So here it is, the historical background of the value analysis. From examination point of view, it is not that important. It gives, how over a period value analysis was developed. Again, it is still, figuring about value analysis and value engineering. So value analysis involves identifying products, functions relating to the cost and price, analyzing the design and construction with an eye for eliminating elements not contributing to the functions. See now here, car windscreens are today glued into place by robots, adhesive technology. Hmm. So they have done value analysis for that. If I'm using a robo, yes, some cost will be invested. So whether it is going to be paid back, whether the function is going to improve. These you are aware, utility value, esteem, market value. So market value is equal to utility value plus esteem value. And what are the objectives of value analysis? To find and improve on value mismatches in products, processes, and capital projects. So it's not only for the products. Value analysis, remember, can be done for the process also. You know, for a for a grinding process also. How, not necessary that it is for the product. Remember, suppose if you have a grinding process. Okay, so what is its function? Grinding process ka, that main is that it should give a good surface finish, isn't it? The function of the grinding process is good surface finish. Second function is that it should be able to remove the material from hard piece. That is the second function. And third function is desired tolerances. That is the third function of a grinding process. And then now you think of the cost. Go for a very good machine or go for the average machine. Go for good grinding wheels. Go for Grandwell Norton wheels, which is branded one, or go for a local made grinding wheels, which is affecting the function. So you have functions documented and you have parameters related to the cost. So it's not necessary, remember that it's not necessary for a product like pencil bolo, yeah, mobile, yeah, nail cutter or stapler. It can be, remember, it can be for the process, can be for the grinding process, can be for the heat treatment, can be for the surface treatment, nitriding, anything. Basically that you have to improve the functions of a product, process, or a project. It can be a project also. Like here now, a typewriter ribbon or word processing package. The example is given here. So how to improve its function? By reducing the cost. So thoda exhaustively it is given in this presentation. So finally it is performance plus capability divided by the cost. So it comes out to be function upon the cost. So again, functions can be defined in many ways. It can be basic functions, it can be supporting functions, it can be scaling function, like car may basic function or is that should run. Supporting function, you should have a comfort. Scaling function is what? Like my car gives 20 kilometer per liter. So obviously people will run for that. So different categories of the function. These are the value analysis terminology. Like we have example here given, it is for the washing machine. Like product is taken as a washing machine. Then what are its functions? That is to remove the dirt. So that's your primary or essential function. Okay. Then rinse, that is a supportive function. Extract, that is a supportive function. Bulb का दे दो example. So to produce the light, that is what is your primary function or essential function. Then it should be decorative. So that is your supportive or aesthetic function. Then interchangeable. that is your supportive function. Pen, fountain pen. Writing, that's a primary function, essential function. Ink pen, it's a supportive function. Nib, it's a supporting function. Or the refill, supportive function. Again, an example is given, chassis as a sub-assembly. Okay, so it supports your engine. Engine is fitted on the, so the torque is produced because of the engine. Then steering will give the direction, brakes will give the retardation. So these are all, functions of a chassis. And basically it's a, for a chassis, it is a supporting function. So you can prepare a cost function matrix, that is cost to the function matrix. That is for every function, what will be the cost? For every function, what will be the cost? And that is what is called as the cost function matrix, which will help to take you the decision. And looking at this matrix, engineers understands, where to pinpoint or which area to focus. So these are the applications: customer satisfaction, customer भगवान है, identifying new customer, or identifying at-risk customers who is on the threat that they will change the product. So you have to stop them, from changing the product. Increasing employee loyalty, new product development, new service, not product, it can be service on process. If you want to eliminate grinding and if you want to develop a lapping process, so you can take, or you can do value analysis for the grinding process. Okay, so this is very exhaustively prepared, this presentation. Let us see just 1 or 2 minutes. Some examples of the pencils has been given here. The fast is important here. That is, this functional analysis. That is functional identification, functional analysis, alternatives, analysis and evaluation, and implementation. So that functional analysis system techniques. This is what is very important in your value analysis. So you concentrate on this. It is an evolution of the value analysis process. It permits people with dissimilar technical backgrounds to communicate effectively and resolve the issues. So very exhaustively given here, fast, regarding fast, and example is also given. So you have to keep on asking how, why, uh, different functions, then cost for each functions, prepare the diagram, a block diagram like this. The same example. So in value analysis, difference between value analysis, value engineering, and FAST, that is function analysis system technique, is most important. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you please ask. Otherwise, you can take break. So thank
Hello.
you. Yeah.
Sir, are you going to provide the question bank for the exam?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Shall I dictate it in the lecture, or shall I write it by hand
So,
and
sir,
give
can
it
you
to
send
you?
today on the classroom so it will be good?
Okay. ठीक, I'll send it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll send it by evening.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts?
No, sir.
See that you write well.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I mean relevant information.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.